comic book distributor is shutting its phones off. Why? Because it's easier for them to do customer service that way. That's actually a true story. We will get into this article. It's pretty strange. It comes from Bleeding Cool. If you want to support my work, first, subscribe to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. This is College of the Dead Graduation Day. You can get the link in the description. It's my ongoing zombie apocalypse series. This is book 2, College of the Dead Graduation Day. You can also get the first one. And sign up to epicmermaids.com. You will get notified when The Mermaids launches. Full color ongoing series, Game of Thrones with mermaids. Really well written, really beautifully illustrated. Will be launching soon. Back to the article. UCS comic distributors close phone lines down from today. This is coming from Bleeding Cool. UCS, I had it right the first time. Distributors. The comic book distributor set up by Midtown Comics to initially distribute DC Comics titles when Diamond Comic Distributors went into shutdown is now one of 2 exclusive comic book distributors to the direct market for DC comic books in the USA. They say they're getting conflicting reports of their success from retailer perspectives, but if you do have a problem, you won't be able to call them up about it anymore. So UCS Comic Distributors is one of 2 exclusive comic distributors set up by large mail order retailers to handle DC Comics. DC Comics is no longer being distributed by Diamond Comics, and DC decided, you know what, we can just work with these mail order companies, have them create these distributor divisions, and let them distribute DC Comics. But as a result, the things are kind of evolving, right? So UC Comic Distributors is now not going to allow phone calls from their retail store customers to ask questions or get any kind of customer service, which is a little strange if you think about it. If retail stores are spending whatever they're spending, $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a week on books, and they have some kind of a timely issue, they can't call their distributor and say, hey, I have a problem, or hey, I have a question. Can't do it. So what can they do? Well, there's always email and other stuff. So let's see. As of today, UCS states that, quote, as we endeavor to improve our customer service efforts, UCS will offer email and live chat as the only methods of contact for all customer service issues going forward. As of Friday, July 31st, we will no longer accept phone calls, as they are not the most efficient method for resolving customer service issues. Well, that's pretty shocking. That's pretty shocking. If somebody's a retailer and they want to talk about a charge, damages, missing items, they have questions, whatever it is, they can't call their distributor. They can't call DC Comics directly. They can't call Diamond. Diamond's not involved. And they can't call Midtown Comics because Midtown Comics, while they own UCS Comic Distributors, is not directly involved with their distributorship. So basically they're saying here it's not efficient. So what is efficient? With email and live chat, a trouble ticket is generated and we follow a business standard protocol for all associated follow-up. Unlike with phone calls, these methods more efficiently leave an electronic trail that's easy to follow. This will help UCS take even better care of your needs without keeping you on the phone. Well, look, obviously, if they had inbound phone calls coming in from clients, they could say, all right, I don't have an answer for you right now, but let me do a ticket with you while I'm on the phone with you. And they could create their own internal customer service ticket. And then that customer service ticket could be responded back either by phone later or by email. This is probably going to be very freaky for a lot of their clients who would not normally expect something like this to happen. Okay, why they didn't do that or why they didn't encourage that, like when they, I wouldn't know. Like, because all they would have had to do is when a client called and said, hey, I have a question, I have an issue, rather than trying to resolve that issue, they could have just done that. They could have just taken whatever their question was and say, hey, we have a lot of inbound calls right now. I'm not going to be able to get you an answer while we're on the phone. I will get you an answer, though, and I'll get it to you in writing. Let me take note of what your issue is. I apologize for you having any issues. And then immediately create a ticket and let it go to whatever senior representative or whoever would know what's actually going on. Because there's a lot of information flow, and maybe there's things that need to get checked on and whatnot. And, of course, not every customer service person is going to be properly trained to be able to answer every question. Back to the article. This follows UCS launching a website option to report shortages, damages, and overages directly on a retailer's invoice page, as they state that all such must be reported within 2 days of the Tuesday release date of the product. Okay, so they have a website where you have to put in whatever damages or disputes you have within 2 days. That's sensible. They also reiterate that as of this week, the final order cutoff date will switch from Monday night midnight to Sunday midnight, or Thursday midnight if there's a holiday weekend, such as the first week in September. So that will give them more time to process people's final orders and have an accurate number, and probably also check their client's credit to make sure they're in good standing before they submit a non-returnable order to DC Comics that they're distributing. UCS also has stated that starting from this week, all credit card orders made by comic book stores will have an additional 2% service fee. Oh, really? Added to the final charges. Interesting. That's just more money. Okay. While those who want to do a cash on delivery payment system will instead receive a flat rate charge of $7.75 per order in addition to shipping, excise, and freight fees. Well, obviously there's going to be shipping fees into the store. This is also following that there have been retailers that are complaining that their shipping expenses from Diamond are going up, and Diamond's kind of responding that, hey, look, we're shipping less product to you, so it's not going to be as cheap to ship you, $1,000 worth of comics as it would be to ship you $1,500 worth of comics on a per pound basis. And it's because Diamond is no longer distributed by, DC is no longer distributed by Diamond, so they can't bulk up the shipping together, which just means that retail stores are pushed even further and are less profitable. This is a problem. This other article just talks about them launching the website to report shortages, damages, and overages directly on the retailer's invoice page. That is efficient. That does make sense. But the thing of it is you can't just throw this change of operations at retail stores and not have people struggling. People are going to have all sorts of problems. You have to take a little time to transition this. And there's always a way to make it a little bit easier for customers when you transition them from one thing to another. You give them a little more advance notice. You communicate a little bit more. You even if you're going to shut the phones off, you kind of leave them on a little bit so that you can at least be there for the people that are like the last people that need to use the phone before they can kind of get used to handling the other process. It's important. So this is not really excellent customer service here. But in the defense of UCS, like they just took on another 2,000 retailer customers. That's a big operation in terms of inbound customer service to have to deal with in order processing. They can probably handle the physical order processing side, but all of the normal rhythms of dealing with invoice reconciliations and credit issues and other things like that, these are things that are not normally handled through their mail order operation. So incorporating this into their distribution is going to have problems. So what they needed was they really need a lot more customer service capacity. They really shouldn't be turning the phones off, but they should take all those inbound phone calls and convert them to tickets so they can go through whoever it is that processes all this stuff, like whatever their key person is. So that said, our comic store is going to go out of business. Well, they've been going out of business. They've been in trouble. It's just the new reality that comic stores are less profitable than they ever were before. And they don't seem like they're doing great. But College of the Dead is doing great. If you want to support College of the Dead, go to collegeofthedead.com. You will get a copy of Graduation Day there, where college costs you an arm or a leg. And you will love it. It's shipping immediately. And the prequel is also available. That one's in stock as well. We're working on the new one right now, College of the Dead Spring Break. It's coming out great. And you can sign up at epicmermaids.com for The Mermaids, a full-color epic mermaid fantasy. It's like Game of Thrones with mermaids. 48 pages, full color. It really, really came out fantastic. Really excited for you guys to get to see that and get to support it. All right, I will see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will send my mermaids after you.